Greetings, lords and ladies, Kaiser here, and welcome to the last episode of our Mountain Blade Gekokujo Daimyo Edition Let's Play. It has been a long time coming. 2 years ago, legitimately 2 years ago, I started this channel in May. Granted, I started off doing Sid Meier's Pirates, after which I not switched, but also started doing the Mountain Blade Gekokujo series. But after 6 episodes, you guys suggested that perhaps it might actually be better that we try out the Daimyo edition, since it was a bit more chiseled out, so to speak. Better. Granted, we did find some some cursed layouts, some bugs, some problems, but all in all, it was very, very fun, which means that we started this series roughly 2 years ago, give or take a week or two. No more than that. It took 2 years for us to get to this point, to episode, what is this, episode 218. 218 episodes, and we're finally at the end of it. I actually feel kind of sad that we're at the end of it. Somebody even joked that it was bold to assume that this series will actually ever finish, but here we are. Here we are. We have conquered the entirety of Japan. It is all beautifully, beautifully Ottogawan red. Granted, the Shimazu still exists, but in this episode, we are going to hopefully pin the nail on the coffin by heading over here and helping out Lord Genshoji. Oh no, they actually stopped fighting him for whatever reason. But I don't know who the closest one there is, but whoever it is, we're gonna fight Yoshiaki. There. And we essentially forced everybody into this battle. Boom. Significant enemies near Morioka. Yeah, I know. We found them. Lord Yoshiaki. Yes, when last we met, I would like to discuss. You'll have to speak with me some other time. This guy is actually one of the people that we tried to recruit onto our side, but he rudely didn't do it. He was not persuaded. If I remember correctly, either Tojiko or Nagako, I can't remember which one we sent to him, but we got the answer that our messenger did not persuade him. Now, granted, I can't remember if that was before or after we kicked his butt. That's one of the things that I can't remember, but okay, I say this only once. Lord Yoshiaki, surrender or die. We currently have 2,155 units ready to battle his 493. We will be taking the field. I'm just curious, like, all things considered, how much do we outnumber them? Only 2-1, actually. Only 2-1. Can we get a better battlefield, however? Good God, all of these fields suck. Aye. And with so many... Ooh. With so many allies over here, we will not get to actually use our gunner superiority that we've been using this entire time that we've been at war with the Shimazu. Was kind of hoping that our lords would fall behind and we wouldn't have to... You know what? As this is one of the very last battles that we'll be doing, let's just slug it out, shall we? And I will even get in there and get down and dirty myself. Wait, okay, so you kill his horse, you kill him, sorry, not kill him, Lord Fukubara. He, of course, cannot be killed. That is something that I'm still considering whether or not it was a good addition in Bannerlord. The ability to actually execute your prisoners. Execute the lords you catch. Granted, in a way, it's pretty useful. And I remember, where was it? God, I can't remember which mod it was. Which mod it was that we actually looked at? Was it or was it Perizno? Was it... It's definitely not in Gekokujo, not that I would remember. But you can actually execute lords as well. I am going to feel sad if I find out that the one where you can actually execute enemies is indeed Gekokujo, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Come on. Let's try not to get our butts shut off by the enemy skirmishes over here. Bada bing, bada boom. Ow. Or, you know, get ourselves skewered by spears. Bam! Last one? Is that it? Alright. Apparently it was much, much faster, though much costlier, really, to just slug it out with the enemy. Granted, we only lost 2. The enemy lost, what is that, 90? Really? Only 90. There's still 403 to go. Well then, I better get down to some history, shouldn't I? So, in the last episode, we did say that we would talk a little bit about, further about the Rokaku and hopefully finish, not hopefully, I'll definitely finish it here. You know what, just command everybody to go in. I don't really have that many. I have 1, 2, 3 gunners, and all 3 of those are definitely, like, one is William, the other is Shi, and the third one is probably Nagako or Mei Ling, right? Yes. Everybody else is belongs to our allies. So, yeah, okay. We did say that the Rokaku later clashed with the Azai, and Sadayori was apparently a supporter of the Shirobari policy, which I did mention last time as well. So after his death, Yoshikata took over. And Yoshikata was the one who was Daimyo during the following struggles for power around Kyoto. He supported the Hosokawa, led by Hosokawa Harumoto, against the Miyoshi, led by Miyoshi Choke. We did mention Choke in the Miyoshi history we did as well. Woo, Shimazu officer. Glad I got that one. What are the chances, like, what is our character at? No, there's no way we're getting to that. There's no way I'm gaining another 300,000 experience in the last few battles. Would have been awesome to actually level up one last time. We are at level 41 though, which is quite high, I was hoping we would get to, like, I don't know why, but I was like, surely we can get to level 45. And yes, I was very, very, very optimistic. Our attribute points definitely do not tell the whole story. They should be much, much higher. Hey now, that was one of my veterans, apparently. There we go! Another slugfest done! Right, so Sadayori further fought against Azai Hisamasa, Saito Dosan, and Matsunaga Hisahide. Although he retired in 1559 in favor of his son Rokaku Yoshiharu, he, as many daimyo of the time did, stayed the effective head of the Rokaku clan. Now, upon retiring, he shaved his head and took the name Shote. How much do we outnumber them now? Still only 2 to 1. Good God, the banner's red actually confused me like that. I was like, wait, did they have units behind us as well somehow? That can't be right. So, the Rokaku started their spiraling descent from power only a year later. During the Battle of Norada. The battle was between a roughly 25,000 units army. Can't really go in with a bow. Wait, you're still alive. You swipe at my horse once and then escape. Really now? Oh no. Let's not get taken down in the very, very, very last push, shall we? So yeah, the battle was between a roughly 25,000 unit Rokaku army and a roughly 11,000 unit Azai army. So the Azai were outnumbered 2 to 1. More than 2 to 1, really. Nope. So we both missed. Lovely. And then Mei Ling shot him. Lovely. Okay, I'm just gonna take the big bad boy over here. By that I mean the weapon, not the unit. Ultimo no body bearer. Keep forgetting that, yeah, we do have a very, very colorful mix of units in our army right now. But yeah, these aren't even all of the lords that took part in the Siege of Osumi, so you can definitely imagine that the Siege of Osumi, we had between 3 and 4,000 units going in there. Alright, everybody charge, let's go. We'll do this quickly. So during the battle, the Dodo units, led by Dodo Kuranosuke, yes, I'm laughing at that, were the first Azai troops to cross the Uso River, where they engaged the Gamo contingent of the Rokaku army. Now, while the Dodo forces, and yes, I have a grin while reading this, were held in place by the Gamo forces, two other Rokaku contingents, the Narazaki and Tanaka contingents, attacked the Dodo flanks and killed Dodo Kuranosuke. This prompted the remaining Dodo units to retreat. Now, seeing the Dodo retreat, the Rokaku saw fit to move on Norada. When they made it there, however, they were faced by a highly motivated contingent of the Azai under Azai Nagamasa himself. That definitely looks like a slugfest over there. Good God. Again with the bow. 1, 2. Some of these guys actually still look tough. Like that guy. Shimazu officer. Oi, 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 oi! Good God, I did not expect them to already spawn there. All things considered, though, there's still more or less only green. Oh, there's a little bit of yellow. A mounted Hojo officer got taken down. Making me want to fall even less, because that would be embarrassing. All of our units survive and everything, and then me being the one that falls? Yeah, no. There's still 2 more over there, apparently still wanting to fight. Wow. Okay, the farmer dies and the samurai starts running away. That's the other way around than it should be, isn't it? Alright, there we go. Wait, I actually lost... Oh, Mandukai actually fell, not fall. 138. I'm curious if it's gonna happen the exact same way it happened last time. Last time, there were 130 or 140 units remaining. We only took down 90. However, it, for whatever reason, just ended the battle right then and there. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Scrap all. Reassess. Take the field. Charge! So Nagamasa devised a plan together with, and these are doozies of names to actually read, Anyoji, Anyoji Saburo-zaemon Ujihide and Imai Kamonosuke Ujinao. Good God. Okay, I tried to do my best to actually read those names correctly. At any rate, the plan was they caused a diversion, which allowed an elite Azai force to attack Yoshikata directly, forcing Yoshikata to call for a full-out retreat. The Azai did not pursue, and the battle itself apparently did not take many, more than roughly 2,000 lives. In fact, much less than that even. I read that the Rokaku lost roughly 940 or 950 or so units, and the Azai no more than 700. I was just waiting for the enemy to spawn, but I guess the spawn point is... yeah, it's further back, okay. Or rather, not further back, but closer to our spawn point. Just cleaning up back here. Well, a little bit more yellow this time than last time. Somebody's cutting out over there. Alright, is that it? That's it. Now, is the battle over, or are we actually gonna have to fight like 40 units? Nope, we are actually gonna have to fight 40 units. Okay, or rather 50. Alright, boys. Attack. So apparently, the... and this was a fun little bit to actually find out. Apparently, the Azai allies, the Asakura, sent an army to assist the Azai, But the battle was already over by the time they arrived. The Azai opted not to pursue the retreating Rokaku forces, but two things still came from this battle. One, the Rokaku started losing grip over their demoralized retainers. I just wanted to... Oh god, that's way... I thought I saw less skirmishers. That's why I went back in. That is the one way we can actually... Yeah, fall, damn them. I was just about to say. You will recover from the blow completely. Please tell me that Mei Ling is still up and didn't fall. I need Mei Ling to be up in order to be able to actually, you know, heal me up. Make it possible for me to still fight. God, and I didn't even manage to finish the sentence. That's the one way we can fall right now. Either get skewered by a spear or get shot. We're definitely not getting skewered by a spear because we were being careful, but getting shot from the back like that, that sucks. Okay, so she is definitely still up. I'm just hoping that Mei Ling is also up. Yeah, we won. You yield, you are my prisoner. Fukubara, you are my prisoner. And the rest of you that managed to actually escape... No, this time you're my prisoner as well. I don't even care. Lord Okamoto, prisoner. And that's it. And sure, I guess we can take a few more of these boys. Put them to better use. Peasant women. Leaving the men, of course. Mandakai... Mei Ling, she's at 100%. Excellent. Okay, Mei Ling. Get to work. Heal me up. Oh, Lord Shimazu, hello. You guys actually still do have quite a few units. And I still have 3 lords coming in. Didn't even realize that. Village farmers are fighting for their lives over there. Lord Genshoji is fighting Lord Ijoin. Where is Great Lord Shimazu? I saw him in there earlier. Oh god, did we actually beat him and he managed to escape and I didn't see that because I just skipped through it? Probably, right? Alright, do you need help in there, Lord Genshoji? I'm totally willing to help. Just charge the enemy. There's literally 13 of them. Wait, how did I lose? Hey! That's not fair. Against 13 men, I lose 3 units? Are you kidding me? Enough, you win today. Yeah, prisoner. And yeah, we were already at 100 with the Genshoji, so it's not like he's gonna like us any more than he already did. Take all these guys in. Peasant women into Onabushi, of course. Our maximum just rised up to 649 somehow. We were at 627 previously. Did we gain that much renown? By the way, how much is our renown? I didn't even... I kind of stopped looking at our renown quite a while ago. Look at that. 2,000 renown. Honor rating, 335. Party morale is at 50, however. Ooh. Oof, oof, oof. Yeah, because of the party size, naturally. Extra morale for Shimazu clan troops. Pretty sure we don't have any. Not in my army, nor do I believe that we got any of the Shimazu lords. At least I don't think so. Alright, so Shimizu over there, Lord Hatakayama. Those are still larger enemies that we might want to take care of. That's right, rush straight into the arms. Oh god, there's still so many of them. Surrender or die. 236. I'll do one battle on screen, the rest off screen, or rather just send our units in to attack. I just really want to finish off the Rokaku over here. So yeah, the one thing that happened was that the Rokaku started losing their grip over their retainers, and Azai Nagamasa was made the daimyo of the Azai soon after the battle, when Hisamasa was apparently ousted by the retainers. The Rokaku stayed around until a daimyo called Oda Nobunaga requested safe passage through southern Omi in September of 1568. On his way to Kyoto, the Rokaku opted to decline Nobunaga's most gracious request. And of course this decision resulted in the Rokaku simply being brushed aside by the Oda forces in October, November. Okay, so that's a lot of spearmen. Do we actually want to slug this out? Pew pew. Pew pew. It's a lot of yellow. But yeah, we do outnumber them quite severely. Just gonna go and take care of the... maybe not archers, but... anything really... good god, that... if that had hit me... boom! Oi! Sneaky sneaky, huh? That's what I think about that. Kapui! Gonna shoot this guy because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be faster than getting my horse all the way to him because my horse is so injured. Oh, hi! So our guys opted to follow those guys instead of fight the ones that are actually still willing to fight. Aha! Oh no! Kinda forgot. Oh wait, I can actually block it? I thought he was gonna break my block because as I blocked that I was like, wait, he's gonna knock me out here. Pew! Haha! No escape. No mercy. Just like the Oda didn't have mercy against the Rokaku. That is correct. Yes, I made that segue just now. So Yoshikata and Yoshiharu fled Kanoji, which fell to the Oda, but took refuge in Namazue Castle, from where they continued their defiance against the Oda, using what can only be called guerrilla warfare. They were defeated by Shibata Katsuye while attempting to take Chomyoji in southern Omi. Do I not have any cavalry left? Oh god, we have 0 cavalry. Fast forward, please. My party loses morale. Apparently, it didn't even ask me if I wanted to retreat from that. It just said, yeah, you retreated, so... here's a penalty for you, even though we completely won that battle. Sure, game. Sure. Alright, so, Yoshikata, after that, opted to surrender in 1570 and was given one of the rare cases of Nobunaga's shows of benevolence, actually, as Nobunaga allowed him to live out his life in Omi. He died in 1598. His son Yoshiharu, on the other hand, allied with the Azai and went with them. But he was once again forced to flee when the Azai clan was destroyed by the Oda as well in 1573. So yeah, it didn't last too long. He took refuge with the Takeda after that and hid in Eninji in Kai province. We are losing units. This is to their marksmen. We're basically zerging this. We're not using any tactics or anything here. They did take the perfect high ground over there. Get our archers over here and just start firing back at them, because why not? Meanwhile, everybody else just rush in. All of our cavalry was instantly taken down over there, as you can see. Oh god, that was an arrow very close to me. Hey, my horse has an arrow in his head. Hello? Alright, so after hiding in Eninji in Kai province, he later became Toyotomi Hideyoshi's retainer. And then even served Toyotomi Hidetsugu as well. His final post... Oh god, wait. We're surrounded. That is BS. Guys, get closer so that you actually have aim at all of them. Okay, so that was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, considering we suddenly got surrounded and they're surrounded again. Yeah! I see why, because their skirmishers are just... they have a whole bunch of skirmishers who are just trying to get up the hill where their command is supposed to, or rather, where they were given the command to stay. So they're just rushing through our guys and getting cut down as they go. I see. Okay, so the AI didn't think that went through too much. Then again, I guess it did do the tactic that we usually do, just put your archers on top. But they probably didn't consider the fact that their enemy, or rather their troops, would be spawning right over there. Okay, so note to self, next time keep at least some cavalry units behind. Don't just have them rush in for the cleanup. Got it! Okay, so his final post. So Yoshiharu's... wait, did I even get that right, the name right now? I believe I did. Yes, Yoshiharu. His final post was apparently as an archery instructor for Toyotomi Hideyori in Osaka Castle. He died in 1612. We're just gonna start ordering these attacks. 2 casualties on my side. Enemy lost everything they still had. Stop, I yield, you are my prisoner. Lord Shimizu, good God, I hate doing this to you, sir, but you are my prisoner now as well. Should have joined me when you had the chance, my friend. Should have joined me when you had the chance. Though I think you're actually a Shimazu lord. I think so. I feel like whenever I play a Japan-oriented game, and I play, for instance, as the Shimazu, I have a feeling that Shimizu is one of the lords there, but I cannot say for sure. So yeah, from what I read, though, the Rokkaku branch actually survived during the Edo period, but it survived as a Koke clan, which means that they were masters of ceremony, though I found no trace of them existing after the Edo period. Now granted, I didn't find anything saying that there were none, but there certainly was no proof of them still being around. As, like, I don't know, they were probably like minor government officials or something like that. Could be. You never know. Alright, so I do believe that with the defeat of Great Lord Shimazu, I mean, we can just continue chasing these guys down. I can, of course, just tell my guys, alright, Lord Hyogonosuke is visiting Aizu. Of course, Hyogonosuke and Musashi are still the most useless guys that we have in our army. Or rather, in our midst, in our court, in our clan. Okay, I want to end the campaign. Everybody can go home. Which does mean that everybody will go into their respective directions. Most of which, really, at least the ones that we invited after after coming to Kyushu, are going to take residence within the Kyushu castles over here. Not all of them, granted, not all of them. But many. And perhaps they will also hunt down the rest of the Shimazu lords, or we'll do it ourselves. Now for a little bit of a eulogy to the Ottogawa clan as well. I really did want to do this. But good God, it's been so long. I actually had to recheck where, how this whole thing began. Like, what was Otto's actual story, actual origin? And he was actually chased out of his home. We didn't decide exactly what happened. We said that maybe he had, like, some unpaid debts. Something essentially happened, and he was forced, Otto was forced out of his home. And so he found himself in a torn land, in a land torn by war. Here in Japan. I'm just, yeah, prisoner. And found his way going around, doing tournaments, fighting any bandits he came across, except for, of course, the Kinai bandits and whatnot, because those guys were a little bit too hard for a while. He failed in many quests given to him, also quests given to him by Lord Oda Nobunaga himself. But even though he failed Lord Oda's quest, he did find himself smitten with Oda Nobunaga's sister. He thought that perhaps he might be able to marry her. However, after quite a while of Otto not being able to woo the lady far enough to perhaps escape with them, and of course Lord Otto did not yet have a single castle under his control. The lady was married to Lord Shibata Katsuye, if I remember correctly. I'm going quite a lot from memory right now, actually. But yeah, being denied the love of his life, or at least what he thought would be the love of his life, he found himself looking for another lord. And he found, well, not really another lord, but another lady. Whereas he found Lady Hina, the sister of Lord Kakeda. Let me just make sure I'm actually remembering this correctly. We aren't married to, brother-in-law and Lord Iwaki are also brother-in-law. And Lady Hina, of course, or rather her two brothers, were both retainers of the Date clan. So, Otto's next step was to join the Date and help them in their wars. During his time as a Date lord, he fought against the Nambu and pretty much almost single-handedly took the entirety of the Nambu lands up north. And in the meantime, also continued wooing Lady Hina. At first, there was a lord that also had his eyes set on Lady Hina as well, apparently knowing her as a child already. However, we challenged him to a duel. I legitimately forgot what the lord's name was. Was it Hiroka? Something like that. Otto challenged him to a duel, defeated him, and thus not defended Lady Hina's honor, but essentially defended his own honor and made sure that Lady Hina would be his. Soon after, he asked Lord... which one was it? Was it Kakeda or Iwaki? Basically, Otto asked her brothers for her hand in marriage, which they approved of. And soon after marriage, Lord Otto now had his own ambitions. Ambitions of creating a clan of his own, while also going around and attacking random Ainu strongholds, as well as on Sado, where there are many gold, or rather there should be gold deposits there. That is why the Uesugi were also after that island, and were granted it by Toyotomi Hideyoshi, mind you. Otto decided to rebel against Lord Date. He attacked. He promoted Lord Hyogonosuke and Lord Musashi to lords, as he became a daimyo himself, and used those two lords to quickly take Hachinoe Castle, Morioka Castle, and continued his way down. That would probably be the last time that Lord Musashi and Lord Hyogonosuke were actually useful to Lord Ottogawa, as he was now known, at all. He managed to also sign a few other lords soon after, however not before defeating the Date completely, taking Yamagata Castle, Sendai, Yonezawa, Tsuruoka, and I do believe that Niigata was also... No, Niigata was Uesugi. Never mind. He took the entirety of the Date lands, destroyed the Date who were once his sovereign clan, and managed to actually get, eventually, his two brother-in-laws, Lord Kakeda and Lord Iwaki, to both join his clan. After that came a very long period of conquests. Fighting with the Satake, fighting with the Uesugi, fighting with the Takeda, the Imagawa, the Hojo, the Tokugawa, and all of the other clans. The Amako, Amako has the Izuma, right? Yes, the Amako. The Iko Iki were finally defeated by Lord Ottogawa as well, finally ending the Iko movement. At least that's what he would like to think. He defeated the Ashikaga, the Asakura, the Miyoshi, the Chosokabe, and the who were the northern part? I kind of forgot what they were called, but yeah, the Chosokabe, more or less, on Shikoku. were they the was there a Orokaku clan? No, there was something else. There was something else. I cannot recall what this clan over here was, but yes, it was also defeated. The hardest war was most likely against the Mori, or at least not the hardest, but one of the largest wars, simply due to the fact that the Mori did control a very, very large portion of Japan already as well, in their own right, controlling parts of Shikoku, parts of mainland, a large part of mainland China, as well as some of the northern holdings in Kyushu as well. However, once they were defeated, the Ottogawa clan furthered their conquest and started taking over the last island. The southernmost, or rather on this map, I suppose, the westernmost island of Kyushu. They defeated the Otomo, after which the Ito were next to fall. After that, the Ryuzoji, and finally, with the last enemies in sight, the Shimazu, Lord Ottogawa started to prepare for his final conquest. He made sure that all of his lords were allowed to go home and regather recruits, restock on their supplies, say their final words, possible final words to their families, and return to him in Kumamoto. Whereas the Shimazu had been gathering strength themselves, literally taking any and all lords that were not yet loyal to the Ottogawa, which, mind you, were a lot of them, joined the Shimazu. While on a scouting mission, Lord Ottogawa found out that the battle against the Shimazu would indeed be a very, very prolonged one, simply due to the fact that the Shimazu controlled over 100 lords in their own right, while the Ottogawa forces only controlled roughly 20 or so, a few more than 20. However, the war was declared, and Sashiki Castle was the first target. Sashiki Castle fell, after which many a battle in which the Ottogawan forces, or rather Otto himself, was severely outnumbered. 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, and more. But Ottogawa, that's kind of weird, isn't it? Managed to defeat all of them. Finally, Kagoshima fell, after which Hitayoshi Castle fell as well. But the Shimazu managed to take Osumi from the Ottogawa clan, while the Ottogawan forces were scrambling around southern Kyushu to take down any lords remaining there, so as to prevent any sort of sieges, while the Ottogawan forces would be away, retaking lands that the Shimazu had taken. For whatever reason, the Shimazu were not aggressive whatsoever, even though their numbers still considerably higher than the Shimazu. Truthfully, the quality of troops was definitely much worse in the Shimazu camp as they were in the Ottogawan camp. And as such, Lord Ottogawa and a following of lords managed to get to Osumi, where they were joined by even more Ottogawan lords, still coming from mainland Japan onto Kyushu, essentially missing the entirety of the campaign, mind you. Osumi was quickly retaken, as only G-Samurai and villagers were essentially defending it, after which Great Lord Shimazu was once again, for the third or fourth time, defeated near Moroka. Wasn't that supposed to be Morioka? I guess Moroka. And here we are, the end of the great Ottogawan conquest of Japan. And now, truthfully, not a single lord, or rather not a single piece of land in Japan, is opposing the Ottogawan shogunate, not clan, the Ottogawan shogunate's hegemony in Japan. And with that, guys, with that small eulogy that I did pretty much all from memory, hopefully you enjoyed at least that bit to remind you what the actual road we took was. It was a very, very long one. In fact, if I show you my save files over here, the last episode was started being recorded on day 1316, meaning right now it's probably day, actually I'm just gonna do it and check what the day actually is. It's probably like 1320 or so. 1317, okay, so it was just one day from the beginning of the episode. Sure, makes sense. So 1317 days, what is that? If you consider that in years, that's what, about 4 years, give or take a few weeks. About 4 years it took us to completely conquer Japan. It was a long road, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. It is so nice to finally finish off with this. I was so worried that the war against the Shimazu would have been so much longer. Because if you remember, I actually posted a picture on Twitter where I was standing right there. And this whole place was crawling with Shimazu lords. We were so lucky that the plan of declaring war on them and simply starting to and simply defending this area right here worked out so well, because they were coming in droves, not like all together, but in groups, which made it possible for us to only be outnumbered like 3-1, 4-1. Were we ever outnumbered 5-1? I don't think we were. Pretty sure that the worst we had was 4-1, but we managed to defeat them all, simply because they didn't all strike at the same time. So that was pretty good. What would I have changed in this campaign if we restarted from scratch? Well, once we created our own clan, from the very beginning, I would definitely have started to do something that I realized I could do at the very end, like right before we declared war on the Shimazu. I realized that you can actually send gifts to your lords. I was so afraid of giving out lands simply because all of our lords, I was afraid of upsetting all of our lords, even though we were mostly looking for martial lords and good-natured lords. We did have Lord Tateoka, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a calculating lord. I don't think he's debauched. I'm pretty sure he's calculating. But yeah, he's actually in the negative right now. If I check our reports, character... party morale, where is the lords by relation? There we go. So if we had checked the lords of by relation, I think he's like on negative 7 or something like that. Yeah, there he is, Lord Tataoka. He's on -7 with us, despite being our lord, despite having lands with us and everything, simply because he disliked the fact that we kept giving lands to other lords. So what I would have changed is definitely, had I known about that option, I legitimately did not know about it until I started or rather just, you know, when I started sending our emissaries to the lords to try and get them to join us. That's when I also realized that we can also send gifts to our lords in the form of sake, and I believe there are like 2 or 3 other options to also send the gift, but, you know, we had plenty of sake. If only I had known that, I would have just continued buying sake and continued sending them as gifts so that our lords would be on higher relations with us, in which case we would not have to worry too much about giving them more lands, etc. And just getting more lords, giving them more lands, getting their relation with us higher via gifts, etc, etc, etc. Because by the time we were in Kumamoto, I did try to send like a gift or two to Lord Tateoka, but none of them actually got to him, simply because there were so many bandits and everything all around. So yeah, that was a little bit of a miss. Other than that, nothing much really, other than perhaps, I don't know, I'm trying to decide what I would have done with Musashi and Hyogonosuke, because remember, I did give each of them like lands a little bit further down as well, just so that they would be forced to be closer and hopefully answer the call for campaigns. But no matter how many campaigns we called, because remember, this was not just one gigantic campaign. We actually did have periods when there was a little bit of peace, even if it was just for 1 or 2 weeks. We did have peace, so that our lords could regather their strength. And there were plenty of campaigns that were started against the other clans. but they didn't react to any of them. Like, Lord Hyogonosuke came, I believe, when we were fighting the Uesugi or something like that. Or maybe he came when we were fighting the Hojo or Imagawa. I remember he surprised me once and actually came to fight. Other than that, neither of them actually reacted, so that was annoying. So what I would add as well in this mod, if at all possible, granted this is a little bit iffy, a little bit buggy, watch out if you're actually going to be playing this mod, which I wholeheartedly support you do, suggest you do. It's very, very fun. One thing that I would watch out is this right here. So talk to lords, ladies, and staff. Like, the amount of times that it has actually crashed the game for me. That's why it always took so long to actually contact all of our lords, because I kept, like, I don't know, contacting 2 or 3 of our lords, then saving the game, and then contacting 2 or 3 more, etc. So that I didn't get to, you know, like, through 10 of our lords, and then on the 11th lord, when I tried to contact him, the whole game crashed. So definitely watch out for that. And if I would change anything in this mod, it's just to connect these 2 arguments. So Musashi and Hyogonosuke, and this right here, this is an amazing addition to this game. I absolutely love it. It makes it so much faster to be able to contact your lords. Granted, it does crash the games, but it makes it so much easier. It's worth it. What I would do is, and I don't know if this is possible, that once you give your companions lordships, that perhaps their names also appear on this. Because they do not appear on the list, unfortunately. That's why I was unable to contact either Musashi or Hyogonosuke in any of these times. What else? Well, that's pretty much it. We won! We won! The series is over, and please, by all means, let me know down below in the comment section, did you enjoy the series? What would you have changed? What sort of changes would you perhaps make to the mod as well? I'm just curious. I know that the mod is not currently being worked on anymore, especially with Bannerlord now coming out. They're probably gonna start work on a mod for that as well. But let's start a little bit of discussion down in the comment section. What do you think? Did you, like I said, did you enjoy the series? If you did, what was your favorite moment? If you still maybe remember what that was. I know that I did have quite a few doozies and moments of where how should I say it, my tongue went faster than my brain, essentially, and I said stuff that I probably regretted the very next moment. And also, what do you think should be done next? Do you think we should begin another Warband campaign? And if so, if you agree on that one, I'll just put out a poll later after this episode actually airs, so that you guys decide which mod you would like to play. Because this is a very big part of the channel that is now suddenly ending. Good God, it makes it sound so sad. It's not that sad. The channel is going absolutely nowhere. I will continue playing these games. They are, and mods, they are fun, they are amazing, and I love them to hell and back. At any rate, guys, with that, for one last final time in this series, I have been Kaiser. I will see you guys next time, and until then, as always, ad gloriam.